Hello, my friends, welcome back to my video, because today we are looking at one of the most dramatic developments in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. Reports from multiple independent observers and satellite images indicate that Ukrainian forces have successfully launched a precision missile strike that destroyed a massive Russian artillery warehouse valued at approximately $1.5 billion. This facility was not just another storage shed on the map. It was a sprawling complex that symbolized Moscow's attempt to centralize and streamline its heavy weapons logistics. The destruction of this site is already being described as one of the largest single financial losses Russia has suffered in the war. In the opening hours after the strike, huge plumes of black and orange smoke rose into the sky, and secondary explosions rocked the surrounding area for hours, providing a stark visual confirmation that the stockpiled munitions and systems inside had been obliterated. This event is reshaping how analysts think about the conduct of the war and the vulnerabilities of even the most heavily defended depots. From the outside, the Russian artillery warehouse was a complex unlike any ordinary military storage site. Satellite photographs and leaked ground images show a network of reinforced concrete hangars, long warehouses aligned in grid patterns, administrative blocks and maintenance sheds interspersed with earthen berms designed to absorb blast waves. The perimeter was ringed with tall fencing, multiple security checkpoints, radar and anti-drone jamming systems. Rows of camouflage netting stretched over vehicle parks to conceal the outlines of self-propelled guns and rocket launchers from overhead reconnaissance. According to defense analysts, this depot had been constructed with the goal of holding a large proportion of Russia's most advanced artillery systems and their ammunition under one roof, to allow rapid distribution to front-line units. The scale alone made it resemble a small military city, complete with internal roads for heavy haulers, fuel storage tanks, rail spurs for bringing in new weapons, and constant movement of supply convoys in and out. All of these exterior features were meant to increase efficiency and protect high-value assets, but they also made the site a glaringly high-value target once its location and function were confirmed. Inside, the facility was packed with rows upon rows of high-end hardware. Observers describe hangars crammed with self-propelled guns, multiple launch rocket systems, spare barrels, precision shells and digital fire control electronics waiting for installation. There were workshops equipped with cranes and diagnostic tools for repairing damaged systems returning from the front. Pallets of propellant charges and stacks of long-range rockets sat ready for shipment. This arrangement allowed for quick servicing and redeployment, but also created a dangerous concentration of explosives. When a precision missile strikes such a dense store of munitions, the result is not a single explosion, but a chain reaction of devastating blasts, which is exactly what happened. The interior layout that had once been a point of pride for logistical planners turned into a liability under attack. The strike highlighted a stark contrast in performance between the two sides. On the Russian side, the decision to centralize artillery and ammunition in a mega warehouse was intended to improve logistical performance by creating a hub where weapons could be stored, maintained and dispatched more efficiently. In peacetime or under low-intensity conditions, this would indeed make resupply faster and cheaper. But on a battlefield dominated by drones, satellites and precision weapons, it proved to be a vulnerability. On the Ukrainian side, the performance of its missile systems stood out. According to open-source analysts, the missiles flew hundreds of kilometers, evaded layers of Russian air defenses, and hit their target with pinpoint accuracy. Only a handful of weapons were used, yet the effect was catastrophic. This asymmetry between the cost and effort of the strike and the scale of the damage inflicted underscores the changing performance metrics of modern warfare. where precision and intelligence often outweigh mass. Safety features had been incorporated into the depot, but they were designed mostly for accidents or small-scale sabotage rather than a deliberate precision strike. The hangars used reinforced concrete and thick blast doors. Fire suppression systems and barriers were installed to limit the spread of accidental fires. Decoy stockpiles and dummy vehicles were arranged on the perimeter to confuse reconnaissance. But these measures could not cope with multiple high-explosive warheads arriving at once. The initial explosions breached the blast walls and set off a cascade of propellant and ammunition detonations that overwhelmed every suppression system. In the hours following the attack, emergency crews were reportedly unable to enter large portions of the complex because of continuing blasts and collapsing structures. The destruction of the depot demonstrates a key lesson of 21st century conflict. Static safety features provide little protection when precision-guided munitions are combined with real-time intelligence. Before its destruction, the warehouse had been touted by Russian military commentators as a model for the future of logistics. Its unique selling point was the combination of storage, maintenance, command, and distribution under one roof, allowing for sustained heavy artillery barrages at the front. By eliminating multiple smaller depots and concentrating resources in one location, planners believed they could reduce costs, streamline maintenance, and achieve faster turnaround for damaged weapons. This centralization was presented as a sign of efficiency and modernization. On the Ukrainian side, the unique selling point revealed by the strike was the ability to integrate intelligence, surveillance, and precision strike. Western, supplied or domestically modified long-range missiles guided by satellite and drone reconnaissance enabled an attack that would have been impossible early in the war. This combination of technology and tactics is effectively rewriting the rules of how medium powers can challenge a larger adversary. The monetary cost of the loss is staggering. Independent analysts estimate the direct value of destroyed hardware at about $1.5 billion. This figure includes dozens of self-propelled artillery pieces, multiple rocket launcher systems, thousands of rounds of specialized ammunition, and high-end electronics. The indirect costs are even higher. The sudden loss of this stockpile disrupts Russia's ability to supply front-line units for months. Replacement of destroyed systems will strain production lines already operating at capacity and may force Moscow to draw down reserves elsewhere or seek additional imports. Conversely, the cost to Ukraine of carrying out the strike was relatively low. Only a small number of missiles were needed, and the intelligence work that enabled it relied on networks already in place. This disproportionate cost exchange illustrates the growing economic efficiency of precision weapons and may encourage further such strikes. Beyond the financial and military implications, the destruction of the depot has a psychological dimension. For Russian troops and citizens, it is a visible reminder that no facility, however large or heavily defended, is truly safe from modern precision warfare. For Ukrainian forces and supporters, it is a morale boost demonstrating that careful planning and advanced weapons can achieve results once thought impossible. For neutral observers, it is another case study in how warfare is evolving. Large, static, and centralized targets are increasingly vulnerable, while dispersed, mobile, and well-camouflaged assets offer greater survivability. Analysts are already speculating that militaries around the world will take lessons from this event when designing their own logistics networks. As the smoke clears, the strategic consequences become clearer. The destruction of the warehouse reduces Russia's capacity to conduct sustained artillery bombardments, which have been a cornerstone of its approach to the conflict. It may slow future offensives or force a shift in tactics toward less ammunition intensive operations. Ukraine's successful strike also sends a signal to allies and potential suppliers that their support is making a tangible difference. The event underscores the importance of intelligence sharing, precision weapons, and the will to strike high. You targets even far behind enemy lines. It also raises questions about escalation and countermeasures. Will Russia invest in dispersing its stockpiles, hardening them further, or retaliating in kind against Ukrainian infrastructure? Each of these choices carries costs and risks. For the global audience, the incident is more than just another headline about a distant war. It illustrates how the character of warfare is shifting in the 21st century. Precision, speed, and information dominance are now as critical as raw numbers of troops or weapons. Concentrated stockpiles that once offered efficiency are turning into liabilities. Nations investing in large, centralized depots may need to rethink their strategies in light of what happened here. Even commercial sectors interested in logistics and safety can draw lessons about redundancy, dispersion, and the danger of putting too much valuable material in one place. This brings us back to the beginning of our discussion. When we opened this video, we talked about a $1.5 billion warehouse, once touted as a model of efficiency, reduced to rubble by a handful of missiles. That is a vivid demonstration of asymmetry in modern conflict. It shows that even a superpower's resources can be undermined by precise and timely action. It also highlights the courage and adaptability of a smaller nation defending itself with innovative tactics and technology. For viewers who follow defense and security developments, the strike is a milestone event worth studying in detail. Thank you for staying with us through this deep examination of the reported Ukrainian missile strike on Russia's massive artillery warehouse. If you found this analysis useful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to Future X USA, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future breakdowns of major global security developments. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you clear and insightful explanations of the events shaping our world.